Good evening and thank you for tuning in. So today we're going to be talking about improving your conversion with better UX. We also have a great spotlight for the evening on Frontier. We're going to be going through all their marketing, their website, and we're going to give them some great feedback from collectively all the group members here. We're also going to be doing group presentations about 10 seconds each, so tune in for some great content.
Hi, I'm Grace. I do sales at PetDrive. It's sales and pet management software.
Hi, my name is Keith. I work heavily in search engine marketing, write books about it, and love talking about search engine marketing. Yes.
Hey, I'm Greg, founder of G1 Quantum Fund. It's a clean energy alternative analytical company. Just checking out the event.
Business development at MediaSpot, we're an e-commerce agency, and I'm here with Tiller.
I'm Dave. I'm the Director of Sales and Marketing for a software company called SalePlay. We're a custom customer loyalty and marketing automation platform for SMBs. And I'm here to schmooze.
And with Apex strategy, we do strategy transformation and also an angel investor on affiliate stages. So we invest globally for any stage.
Hi, I'm Sumant Mehta. I have a product called CloudQA, which is a test automation software just launched. So we're here to get some ideas on digital marketing.
I'm Edgar. I started a nightlife tech company, and it's called Hype. Our goal is to get you in the best party, and I'm just here to meet interesting people.
Hi, I'm a new engineer in support, and I sort of just converted to be a full-time freelancer, so very much looking to see who it is.
I'm a distributor for Touchscreen Crystal Majerowski. I'm just here to
Hi, I'm Bill Graham. I'm here to challenge the marketing community to put together something equivalent to the X Prize or Google Solve for X in technology, but in the behavioral modification space to make the world a better place by solving some of the grand challenges of the world. And I'm hoping there's some marketing folks here that have enough confidence in their ability and have the courage to take on a challenge to help change the world.
Hi, I'm Eddie. I've just moved to New York. It's been just 2 weeks, and I'm a sales and business channel development manager for technology firms looking for some good startups to partner.
My name is Mark. I'm in video production. I do a lot of commercial and promotional video marketing, and I'm just here to meet people.
My name is Craig. I'm the Director of Marketing at SiriusXM Radio.
Hi, my name is Quinn. I'm a web application developer, just interested in startup companies.
Hey guys, I'm Nick. I'm the founder of AppCat.com. We make software that makes usability testing dead simple. So after you guys learned about usability testing today, check it out at AppCat.com.
Hi, I'm Seth. I'm the co-founder of Jibney, it's a delivery company, and I'm here to learn.
Hey, I'm co-founder of Jibney. I'm married to
I'm the founder of Telematch.com, which is a SaaS organization that works very much management solutions.
To the ladies on the wall.
Hi, I'm Kelly, and I'm here because I want to learn more about social media marketing and networking.
I'm Andrea, and I'm a full-time student and a writer.
My name is Anna San. I do marketing for a Estee Lauder company. I'm here to connect.
Hi, I'm Prasad. I'm looking forward to start my own company in 3D printing space, currently developing the website. So wanted to learn a little bit more about user experience and here to meet some interesting people.
My name is Don Mitchell. I'm the owner of Easy Strat, a Easy America company, and I'm here to try to learn something or find something that can help me to generate more revenue in 2016. Thank you.
I'm Elodie. I work for a startup called Yuzu, which is a promotion for selling network. I'm a programmer.
Hello, my name is Francisco. I'm from Argentina.
I moved 6 months ago to New York, and I'm here to learn and looking for a job and studying. I have a background in marketing and I'm trying to learn about online marketing and digital marketing, so I'm studying that certificate. So yeah, trying to learn.
Hi, I'm David Wagner. I'm one of the co-founders of a company called Pollen. We do digital advertising for small to mid-sized businesses.
Hi, I'm Irv. I'm also one of the co-founders of Pollen, and I run operations and profit.
Hi, my name is Daniel. I'm a marketing associate for a military lending company called Omni Financial. I oversee social media, SEO, as well as guerrilla marketing, event promotion, stuff like that. I'm here to learn.
Hey, my name is Mohammed. I'm the co-founder and CEO of the company, a startup company called Jutney. It's a food delivery application that's here to disrupt the market for takeout and delivery. We're here to connect with like-minded people and interesting folks.
You guys take
Yes, those are my two co-founders.
Yes. You got green first.
Yes.
Hi, I'm Sean, student here, and I just started work as an intern at the PRGC and here for
Hi, I'm Thea, I work in marketing at Barnard College, and just here to learn and
I'm Kyle. I work for TD Ameritrade, and I'm here to learn some tips, tricks, and ideas to improve the sales, the web sales channel in a small area of our business.
Bruce, I run an information exchange.
Hi, I'm Helen, I'm marketing manager at Giovanni Couture, and I'm here for Tasty Pizza.
I work for fashion jewelry brand, and I'm here to
I'll go next. My name is Adnan Jehan. I work for a company called Fubo TV, and we're essentially building Hulu for sports. And I started off working as a search engine marketer, but I'm slowly learning about social media marketing, so I'm hoping to learn more about that and just ad spend within Twitter, Instagram, Facebook.
Hi, my name is Ben, and I guess I'm also here to learn, and hopefully if anybody has any marketing analytical work, I'll be interested.
Hi, I'm Caleb Freeman. I'm a senior UX architect for Peppercom, which is a PR agency just a few blocks down the way on Park Avenue. Like Francisco back here, I'm about 7 months in New York, so I came from St. Louis, so I'm looking to meet people and network and see different ways I can get involved in the Manhattan community.
So mysterious.
My name is Caroline Matias. I'm a brand marketer, and I have a mission which is to empower consumers to eat better, more sustainable foods. And I have a background in market research, CPG, digital, as well as e-commerce, and I'm currently freelancing related to my mission with food, and also helping my friend who's a web designer starting a
My name is Chia. I'm a web designer / UI and UX designer for freelance. I'm here to learn. Thank you.
My name is Mohammed from Dubai. I run a branding and marketing agency, and I'm here to learn something new.
Hi, I'm Betty. I've been doing online marketing since 2007, and I'm looking for new opportunities.
Hi, I'm Jocelyn. I used to be a marketing analyst for a marketing agency. Now I'm looking for a new opportunity in the marketing area. I come here, every time I come here, I can learn new stuff. So, yeah, you can bring your friends, come here very often. I highly recommend this group.
All right, a couple of people just came in. If you didn't get the chance to introduce yourself, please feel free. Who hasn't introduced themselves yet?
Sure. My name is Patrick. I co-founder and CEO of a dev shop in the financial district. We build MVPs and cross-platform solutions for startups and agencies. It's called Easy Tech.
So, Warner's here. Introduce yourself.
Hi, I'm Jeremy. I work with Richard, and I work for Richard at eVal, and I helped made the presentation tonight. Now, but he's presenting as well.
Thanks for coming. Thank you.
Pointing out no place to go. My name is Audrey, and I'm the marketing manager with Meetup.
But you're protecting the beer also.
Yes, and I'm standing over here making
It's important
sure.
to say. Yeah.
There's no beer.
Just asking.
Just to answer the question that came up many times.
Hi, I'm Melanie, and I own a brand marketing and social media agency. And I am new to New York as well. I've been here about 6 months. So I'm looking to meet people and learn a lot.
All right, so I'll introduce myself. Thank you guys all for coming one more time. My name is Richard, so I'm the organizer of the meetup, definitely with the help of my colleagues and also the founder of Bebout. So Bebout is a smart marketing automation platform. Think of us like a better version of HubSpot or an easier version of Marketo. What we give you through the tool is everything you need to capture clients from landing pages, smart pop-ups, background webhooks, to target those with messages through email, drip campaigns, and also to maintain them through analytics, heat maps, lead scoring, and so on. So everything you need for the lifecycle of the client to be managed through our system. We work with a lot of agencies. We have a partnership program that's very lucrative for them. So I'm looking to speak to agencies. If anybody here interested in alternatives for HubSpot and alternatives for Marketo or Salesforce Marketing Cloud. And also to meet you just for coffee if you have an interesting story, which most of you do. I would love to connect and grab coffee together. So our team has grown to 17 people post-funding, which we got about a month ago. So we're really excited about rolling out some great technology. So what we're trying to do is, every month we come here, I'm trying to roll out a new feature that I'll offer to the attendees of the group for free. So hopefully we'll see you more often. Not only you get to learn some great stuff, but you also get some free tools. So I guess the next thing we'll do right now is we'll jump to our spotlight. But please, let's just keep our feedback as short and quick as possible. Feel free to kind of butcher them, give them straightforward feedback. This is the place for them to kind of hear what's working and what's not. So I'll jump to the presentation. You guys can take it.
Yeah, cool. So I am Brian Coat. I'm a co-founder of On Frontiers. I'm here with my colleague Alex Schaefer. And we are thrilled to be here to describe what we're doing and get your feedback. I'm going to just take a second to talk about what we do and about kind of a 101 on Frontiers. And then Alex will very briefly go through what we're doing to date to acquire customers. And we'd love your thoughts on how we can do that much more efficiently and better. So this is our website. On Frontiers is a seed stage company. We started in 2014, 5 employees, nobody on marketing. The 3 of the co-founders are kind of biz dev, content people, and we have kind of a rotating cast of interns working out of a co-working space here in New York City. The business is about a network for developing markets. So we're building a global network for insight seekers to learn about new markets. The co-founders have worked across Africa and other developing regions and realized that there's a huge pain point in connecting with the right person when you're making a decision. So we're building a platform to help professionals make better decisions by connecting with the right professional. And so to date, we've been focusing on sort of 3 market verticals. One is management consulting firms who are operating in the developing world, who need to learn fast about a new topic, and we connect them. So it might be a client that says, hey, I'm on a case and it's in aquaculture in Nigeria. Do you have somebody? And then we actually produce an expert who's top-notch in aquaculture in Nigeria. And so that's one vertical. The second is investors. So investors looking to do due diligence on an investment. They get a proposal from it could be a social investor like a foundation, gets a grant proposal from an NGO in Guatemala in a specific area. It could be neonatal sepsis. We find a neonatal sepsis to help them evaluate that proposal. And the third vertical is development banks. And it's kind of similar to the other two, but these are organizations usually owned by governments that are making loans and putting money into developing markets. What we want to do at scale is actually go and find developing world entrepreneurs and help them explore new markets and provide the right expertise. And so we're building an online platform that does that. So I'm going to stop there and maybe move to Alex, and Alex can kind of talk about what we're doing right now on the customer acquisition front.
Okay, thanks a lot. So as Brian said, my name is Alex Schaefer. I'm the Director of Business Development. My background is much more on the sales side, so I work for an enterprise technology company. So I don't have a ton of marketing experience, but they said put the marketing hat on, so I'm going to put the marketing hat on. And I really seriously don't hold back. Let us know exactly what you think. Look for areas where areas that we're not even thinking about that we did think about. So your candid feedback is very, very much welcome. We haven't done a ton of formal marketing to date. It's been a lot of leveraging our personal networks and sort of doing more pure sales approach, just cold calls, cold emails, trying to get different potential clients engaged. We've had some success. We're working with some major consulting firms. We're working with some major investors. But now to scale, we need to really just expand what we're doing dramatically. And what we're looking at doing, or the way we're thinking about marketing, is we're thinking about 4 different areas. There's going to be some overlap in the areas, but I think they're distinct enough that thinking about them separately. So the first is content marketing, and what we do lends itself very well to content marketing. We have a blog already, but it's not being updated.
Is that a blog?
This is not. These are case studies, but it would be. The blog is on a different domain. That's a
maybe we can
technical problem we're trying to resolve. It's at core.onfrontiers.com/blog.
There we go.
I just wanted to pull it up. So.
Yeah, that's good.
Yeah, thanks.
So we're publishing about every 2 weeks. We know we need to increase that. One of the big plans is to leverage our network of experts to contribute content through the blog. Also, we're starting to do webinars beginning next month. Talk about doing podcasts. Talked about potentially doing white papers, some type of like pure educational pieces. But the content machine is going to be core to what we're doing with marketing. The second area that we're going to start doing a lot more of is just direct marketing. It's something that we haven't done in mass. We've just really been very targeted to personal connections or just very targeted to a few firms. We want to explode that, and feedback on the sort of the best way to do that in a way that produces results would be absolutely fantastic. The third area that we're looking at is social media. We do have a Twitter page, which we're pretty active on. Facebook, as you saw pretty briefly, but we haven't done that much with Facebook. So the thinking is to build out the social media to be channels for the content. That's sort of the first thought, and then the second thought is to be a lot more engaged in message boards, places where investors are talking about investment opportunities, especially those who care about emerging markets. So start really developing a presence, both as individuals, Brian, myself, and other team members with a business development capacity, and also just on Frontiers as a brand, really start establishing ourselves as thought leaders in this space. The final area that we're looking at is influencer marketing. Again, what we're doing, it really lends itself to influencer marketing. Just get people who are writing books about investing in emerging markets, get people who have huge followings on Twitter and on their blogs who are talking about economic development in emerging markets, get them to collaborate with them, get them to generate content for us, get them to tweet our content. So we're thinking about just the best way to do that. We're in the process of making a list of 30 to 40 influencers that we think are best for us to go after. And but we don't have a real coherent strategy on what we're going to do once we have that list. Just some rough ideas we've thought around. But those are the 4 areas. what we're hoping, just throwing this out, obviously critique on the framework, that would be fantastic. I think just, we're a very small team and will be for at least the next few months. The best way to get the most out of our limited time and financial resources, I think that's an area that we don't know the best way to get the most bang for our buck. And then just any tactical stuff, like just email marketing. Do you gotta do it every week? Blog, you gotta do it every 3 days. Any ideas around those, just tactically what we need to be doing, very specific prescriptions for ways to create results through our marketing plan? Bring it on.
Can you
Yes.
tell us a little bit more about like what you're using for email marketing, what you're using for content marketing? Like fill in some of the gaps, so if we give recommendations, we already know what you're using, like what you're missing, things like that.
We use a MailChimp, but we don't for email marketing, but we really don't have anything systematic.
We send a newsletter.
We send a newsletter.
One of those, this is a newsletter.
Yeah.
You have a pull up.
We send a newsletter every 2 months or something like that.
Exactly. It's something like that.
And then we find leads through researching websites and LinkedIn, and then we'll kind of try to guess their email address, or we'll get referrals to friends. I mean, that's basically
so really not doing a ton.
So basically, we have a question on: is that something to pursue? We would have a question: is that something to pursue, and how would we take the first step in that direction? We also have an email, a sample email that we've been sending out.
So you're capturing emails from the website right now?
So if you fill out the lead form on the website, let's try us out. It will generate a lead in our Salesforce database.
But we're not getting a ton of traffic to get a
So
lot of people
we'll
just
follow
coming
up.
on the website. We got it. They come in very sporadic.
So where are you getting your database from? Your current clients? Or
We built it. We fed in our own network to start out. We kind of pre-identified which firms we thought would be good prospects. Found all the first and second degree connections that we knew of in those firms, reached out to them based on relationships. And so we kind of created a seed of a database that we can kind of go through, and it results in some new project activity for us.
so let's break this down so it's more structured. Do you want any feedback on the website and the general layout? You want to start with that, and then we can do the email segment, and then we can do the social media part?
Great.
Sounds good.
I'd like to suggest maybe also a general strategy aspect, because that ties all that together.
So, what do you guys think about the website overall?
Is anybody confused about what they actually do?
That's right.
So that's kind of few people in the room. Why so? Is it the punchline? Is it the value prop they're showcasing, the headline? What do you think is missing?
I don't think I'm confused, I'm just not clear.
Sorry about that.
Yeah, it is 100% correct, but we are building a tech platform which will facilitate the connection, but obviously we get paid for that. There's a way that there's still a business there.
Can you show your request an expert form?
Request an expert, you just press on request an expert.
You have a page also you wanted to show. Is that the expert profile?
Yeah, that might be helpful.
Okay. So that's the request an expert. And this is the...
It should be up. Yeah, so when you become a customer and we match you with an expert, you can have access to the database and book a call with them. You can message them, etc. So we haven't released this product openly, but this is something we're working towards right now. But I just thought we'd throw up a page just so you get a sense of what it looks like.
So that's after you've matched them, or you give them options?
We give them a short list of options. Here are 10 experts that meet your request. They give us feedback, and then we set up a call with one, right? But we're building a sort of customer-facing portal where you can just book a call directly with experts.
And then, yeah.
Let's go to the side of the room, guys. I'm sorry, I'll come back right to you.
It seems to me you've got a chicken and the egg situation. If you had the reputation as you are the go-to place for experts in the developed world, and most companies saw you to be that, the experts would be beating your door down to the end of the list. If you had the reputation that you know all the experts, the companies would come to you. I don't know if you thought about making yourself that name, getting yourself that name. An easy way to do that, or a way that has often worked, is there are a lot of projects in the developing world by charitable organizations like Alliance, the Rotary, that spend literally billions of dollars on projects like that. And you could make yourself very valuable to those kinds of efforts. And those people, it's not like trying to sell them. You're there and say, can I help you do something that you're passionate about and wanting to do? You might be able to go and create a foothold with a lot of the movers and shakers in these parts of the world with exactly those kinds of projects you mentioned, those subject areas. You get involved in the nonprofit side in that, you basically become known for the profit side as well. And that could be a way to not you trying to figure out how are you going to track down everybody, but how can you make yourself the goal that people will come to you.
Position yourself, brand positioning. Yeah. And you mentioned influencers, and instead of influencers, we call them brand advocates. Yeah, build a brand advocacy system where these influencers, either you pay them or something, let them act in the market as an actual brand advocates for you. And then recommendations, the system will work. It goes to the regular system.
I'm just also wondering if customers are given the option to see reviews on these experts. So, for instance, if you can share perhaps their portfolio, their history of like working with other customers that utilize your platform. Would that be helpful for?
Yeah, that's our intention. We track the review. Every interaction is rated by both parties, and we haven't made that available publicly, but that is our intention to do that. Yeah. Can I ask a follow-up question? Just to go, I'm not sure. Just to dig into what you were suggesting, are you suggesting we do pro bono work for development organizations in order to build our name?
It could be pro bono or not. You're basically doing a favor. There might be a lot of people that are trying to prove what they can do as experts that would come on board and be looking for an opportunity to be able to show what they can do. You've got all these organizations, these major organizations, which have usually major corporations or startup companies behind them, and they're trying to build their name as to say, look at what good citizens we are. And you have an opportunity to make yourself known to all those parties as a go-to place that can help them get the things they want done. If they're doing that for the nonprofit type of thing, why aren't they going to turn around and say the next time they have a profit job, that, hey, these are the people that can get it done?
So it looks like your customers are investment firms, companies, small businesses. Have you guys tailored any messaging around how much time it saves you? And like that's the most important thing when you're working through how much time you're saving. And then so it's just a question there. Anything around that?
It's something that is brought up in our sales presentations, just that it's a very efficient way of doing research. You can directly add whatever information that you're looking for. You don't have to go read through tons of different trade journals or something like that. It's just ask the questions you want to ask and get an answer. But no, we haven't done we haven't done that much.
It's the core. I mean, if you talk to, it would take me years to develop the marketing expertise that exists in any one of your brains, probably, right? It's the same way with these topics here. I mean, connecting with an expert, you get up to speed so much faster. So I think that's part of the efficiency.
Okay. And then
the other part is drilling in levels of depth, right? So if you get the competitors to this service are reports often, or they're consulting firms. Like, am I going to go hire a major consulting firm to learn something that I could just connect to an expert for? Or a report, am I going to buy a report that's going to be stale by the time I read it, or connect with somebody who
That was kind of my follow-up, is like, can we quote the expertise that you're receiving? Because if I put a report together on an investment person, can I say, well, I got this from onfrontiers.com or something like that? Because that would be important to me as putting like a report together for like an investment plan or something.
Yeah, that, you would want to be able to quote that, the source, is what you're saying?
Yeah, I mean, if I'm getting information from you, I'm gonna be using it to articulate to a client or somebody else, yeah. I would want to be able to quote where I got that information from.
Yeah, we want that too.
Yeah.
So who pays you at the end of the day? The person who's doing the research and got paid, or me looking for it?
You looking for the knowledge. That's the thing. Researcher. Yeah.
Anybody here now still don't know what they do?
Wasn't clear from the beginning.
So if you had 3 keywords that people Googling you would like to be found to, what would be those 3 keywords?
So this is one of the challenges. I don't think we figured it out. Is like we cover so many different topics. Like where if they Googled renewable energy in Panama, right? Then they might be a good client for us because we've got a renewable energy expert, right?
Okay.
But they're probably not going to. They're probably not going to Google expert matchmaking network. I don't know how many people. I haven't checked how many people are actually Googling that, but probably not that many. But
So before people,
how do we catch researchers with their questions?
so before they engage you, at what level do they engage you? Are they like looking for an expert yesterday? They kind of, do they know that there's such service that can match them? Like at what level you feel most of your clients come through?
We started with working with firms that do know what the service is, and we've explained how we're differentiated, and they'll work with us on that basis. But we'd like to appeal to a lot of other customers who may not know this service exists, but they just know they have a question.
So, how are you different from a PR newswire for journalists and a ProfNet?
What is that?
Sorry. I used to work at PR newswire, so they offer similar services. One is called ProfNet, and the other is called PR newswire for journalists. And it's also a network where writers look for experts, and they can be on membership fee.
So it sounds like a similar model, but there are a few companies that do something very, very similar to what we're doing. We are focused on emerging markets. We have expertise in, let's say, we have regional expertise. So that's the short of it. There are people who do very similar things to what we're doing, but no one does it and focuses on emerging markets. And that's what we're trying to do. And the feedback we're getting is that through this specialization, there is the ability to differentiate, but there's still challenges.
You have to skim through some of the feedback.
Law in Panama, that's sort of keyword, because if someone looking for a lawyer in Panama or in Africa, maybe is now getting some business proposal, then it can be maybe a long-term keyword, but it can be. But whatever, then you can also see in Google Trends, Insight, how many searches you have over those types of keywords.
Guys, I think that just to play into what the gentleman over here said, I think you guys are definitely going to need a champion that can go into these markets almost for you to deliver the message. But one of the things that I think would be helpful is when you look at any economic development corporation, they usually have some type of volunteer expert wing, whether it's SCORE, Counselors for American Small Business, or some way that locally here they connect people who are retired or experts in the industry who want to give back with people who are looking to start new companies. And this is kind of the model that you're talking about, but what you're doing is creating a global digital destination for this. So, I mean, it may behoove you to connect with maybe some local ones in New York. There are really big emerging markets in Bangladesh. That's a booming market right now, especially for the real estate market. So it may be worth it kind of reaching out to some of those people because they're looking for ways that can continue to facilitate growth economically for them. So those development corporations are going to have a lot of answers for people to reach out to, in addition to the multitude of the networks of NGOs or NPOs that exist out there.
So let's move on to, because you had some questions about how to grow your email.
Yeah.
Or how to use it more effectively. So what do you guys suggest as far as leads? Are you emailing the experts or the people who are looking for experts? What's your target? Potentially both.
I think the expert should be the easy part.
Yeah,
I mean,
exactly.
someone is a little bit paid, so.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Both because we like the expert not to just to think we're, we'd like the expert to be more engaged and keep their profile up to date.
Eventually, if you generate enough users for them, they will.
Yeah, that's right. That's the key thing. Yeah.
But
So it's more customers. I mean, I think it seems like there's a nurturing process to.
if you try to target company related to your area, for example, like services that help you to open a company in Panama or Africa, those kind of services. So usually, if a client come to them, ask for a company that is planning some business, but
Yeah, we have. So that's actually pretty good partners here doing sort of complementary services.
you have tax, lawyers, there's a lot of stuff.
What's the rate of recruitment for these experts?
I'm sorry.
What's the rate of recruitment for these experts? Because if you have a growing number, that might be something to email out to your people looking for experts. As in, like, our network grew by X amount, better equipped to handle those requests.
Yeah, so,
Updates on the network.
Yeah, keep a pulse on like what you can offer.
Yeah, because we are constantly growing just beyond the projects that we're working, the paid projects we're working.
So you do have network, okay. Have you segmented your
we
list
put that in the news, no.
between the different people? I mean, if you're sending here all the experts.
Same, everything.
Do you know what industry they're in? Maybe you should be targeting different people on your list based on that segmentation.
Yeah,
that's a good.
Because you do have that field. What category?
Well, yeah, what industry? We have industry of interest. Industry of.
Because if I find people, let's say marketing, and you're sending me a newsletter about expert marketing, I would like to click on their profile, and that's what gives the expert more visibility through you guys. So that's a value add for me, and immediately I will contact you and tell you, hey, this is me. I would like to be an expert. If I'm the expert part of the newsletter. Also, using LinkedIn leads, they have the lead navigator. I don't know if you use it to kind of.
Is it the sales navigator?
Have you used that to kind of?
We have it. I haven't really found that much value from it. Maybe I'm not using it right away.
To capture emails mainly, maybe to.
It captures emails?
You add leads, and then you can message them. And when they do that, you try to connect with them, and if they do, you can kind of funnel them or to ask them if they are interested in joining your network or. There's ways.
Yeah. Okay. I need to learn about that.
Yeah. Anybody here uses that tool?
I just have a question. What's the point of your email list? Is it for the relationship, or are you trying to sell them something?
Well, that's a great question. That's a good question. We had hoped this letter. Well, first of all, reminds people that we exist. I don't know. Maybe that's important. Then like some experts here, there have been cases where people have read down and said, "Oh, you have an expert in reverse innovation," which is like a topic of like technology coming back from the developing world. Oh, I need one of those. We thought it would spark some interest, but it has in some rare cases, but not a ton. Then we had a call to action at the end. I don't know if you go down to the end.
Really fun.
Like try an expert concept. Nobody's clicked on that in the history of this email.
Have you asked them about what they want? Like when they sign up, have you had the question of like, what's your biggest problem, or what are you trying to? How can we help?
We asked how can we help?
And did people respond?
We're actually not getting hardly any leads on our website to start out with. That's one of the starting problems.
So the kind that you get it from cold calling, referral.
I think one of the
If you have a client you meet, I mean, maybe for you, like to have one client a month, is like you end the month nicely because one client pay for the
it's not quite that.
Yeah, it's really bad.
You need volume.
Yeah, it is a volume hit. Yeah, it's a volume hit.
We'll also have some feedback on
But the market is very small after all.
It's focused. Yeah, it's each month. Yeah.
Let's take some feedback in the back, guys.
I think the lead ads on Facebook, and I realize your experts and stuff may not be on Facebook, but you can target it so specifically, and I kind of fell out of love with Facebook. They were just doing too much. But I actually been working on that this week, and it's really easy. And you don't have to go off and like create a landing page. You can do the form within there. And the essential function of that is just to grow your email list.
You guys know what she's talking about, just to be Facebook
Yeah, but I
leads.
think Facebook in this field is.
Well, I'll say that the pen
Commerce website, for business services, I found it more hard.
So, but for
I
leads?
don't know, that's.
It's lead ads.
I was
It's
going to
just
talk
search.
about Facebook.
Yeah.
I was talking about Facebook.
So I don't even, so what you're talking about, it's not an ad, it's not like a Facebook ad, you're talking about something where you can get.
It is a Facebook ad.
Okay.
You run a
So
specific.
Very target very specifically with email.
Okay, okay.
So it's a way to capture a lead from an opt-in form through Facebook, so they don't have to go to your page.
Yeah.
Did I say that right?
That's right, and it's new. It's not like that typical, like you create this, ad, but if you segment your list and you know where they're hanging out, you know what I mean? Start that first, like who are we targeting, ABC, where are they hanging out? If there's a group for Facebook, you do the lead ads there. If there's a group for LinkedIn, you know what I mean? Like kind of go through maybe and kind of see which channels are gonna work for you and always try to get the email from that. There are ways to do that.
Yeah.
It's, so.
People do put their employment on Facebook, so there is some.
You can even do income. You can do education, income, industry.
For example, it's always a way to magazine.
Yeah, I
You're
actually.
gonna have to test it, right? For
Right.
a couple $100 and see where that takes you.
But you can run the ad for just like $20, like
Yeah.
a day, and do some A/B testing. If you get nothing else, you know what are they clicking on? Like what image are you going to use? Something like that. And it's just not that. It's not the old kind of ad where you're just kind of putting money at it and hoping for the best. It's a little more targeted. I was thrilled to find it because Facebook's.
Well, I think also
Black
SlideShare,
hole.
it's a good way to have a leads program, because you're creating these case studies, right? So if you're creating those slides, and you can actually have people opt in to the lead from SlideShare, which is a LinkedIn network.
Yeah.
So maybe it's good to give it a shot. And it's cheaper, I think,
I like that.
than
Yeah, that's a
Facebook.
good
I just have something. I'm actually sort of like in the same business. I'm requested as an expert for Guide Point advisors. That's more or less the same model.
Yeah, that's a similar
model.
model.
And so when they send me an email to say, are you available? Then if I'm available, I actually write. And then there's another required element where you have to sort of like recommend another expert.
Oh, really?
Yeah, so if you don't do that, you can't go through.
Oh, really?
So you get a lot of, it's not so good, but they pay you $125 an hour, so it's okay. So that's one way. And also on your homepage, you can also have become an advisor. You can also have advisor tutorial training, which can be online, or webinar, or actually face-to-face. So then the word spreads on the expert side. I don't know what happens on the client side.
We have an expert page,
Which is varied.
but it's varied because we thought we wanted to focus more on the customer, which is the tougher part of it.
Okay.
You click on that.
So why don't you let the experts offer at least the first one for free? I don't know if anybody said that. So the first expert will offer the service for free, and then the first user will get their second expert for free. So that will entice the users to pay for the first time, and the expert is a way in, like some sort of screening process. The first project. Maybe that's an incentive. I don't know. All right, guys. We have 3 more minutes. What would you like to use it for? Social media or any final questions?
Did you have some diet?
Go for it. Go.
I just want to say something very more general, more strategic. This is absolutely not my industry, so sorry if I'm general, but I want to understand the customer first. So you're targeting agencies, right? So I assume I'm Kinsey or whatever, and I have to speak reporting with her, and I don't, or maybe a smaller company, and I need this expert in Africa. So try to think that way. Use your current customers and talk to them. How did they find you? Probably because of reach out, but how would they in the future look for these kind of services? Where would they look? And then once you have this insight from their perspective, then think about in which channels you're going to advertise, whether you're going to advertise that that's going to be my blog post, because at the moment it feels like you're in 10 social media channels, which is kind of all over the place without a strategy behind it. I would first start, where are they? What are they reading? What can lead them to maybe my website to read more? How are they searching for this kind of service? And then decide, okay, I'm going there, there, and there.
All right.
And do those very well, instead of being everywhere, all over the place, but not quite there.
I guess so. 2 more minutes. So what would you like to use it for?
No, I was thinking email.
Yeah, there's no.
I feel like getting leads and getting email addresses is part of the challenge, but then it's how do you keep on their radar? And we're writing emails to people right now. I don't know if we're writing them the right way. So if you could think of like an organization going from 0 to 1, saying we just have a database of prospects, to now I'm getting some sort of rigor to segmenting my database and emailing them at a certain frequency, how would you do that? Like, how would you? What software would you go to? What systems? Who do we hire? Who maybe, you know, in our next funding round, maybe if it's a big hire or if it's a
Okay, so let's give feedback, but let's please keep it short so we can give everybody a
All right, so I've done that more than once, and the way I've done it successfully is I find out what they want. So you mentioned a strategy that you're on to, is you said you had a list of influencers. So one way you can get more traffic is write a really helpful post around your niche and promote it to them, including them in the post, so you can get some traffic, and then you'll have people sign up for your email list. But the whole point is to focus on them and how you can serve them. And if you can have one-on-one conversations, that's better than anything else. So
with the influencers?
No, with the people that sign up for your email list, your customers, because you want to know what problem they really want. So as many one-on-one interactions, it doesn't scale, but that's not the point. Because you want in-depth problems, like what do they really want, and that's how I've done it before, and it works really well.
Next.
Yeah, I following up on that, I think what I didn't see on the website is why. I didn't see you speaking to, if I was the customer, speaking here, do you know my problem? Tell me, you got this and this and this problem, and this is why we can help you better than anybody else. You need to put that right in their face. I think I was missing. That goes for the emails as well. Give them value. Put something out there, a newsletter, something people want to read, because there's some value in there for them. In other words, you talked about pro bono before. You got to do something for people before you can expect them or hope they'll do something with you. Right? Yeah.
So my name is Sean, and I'm from GFA. We're actually ranked top SEO firm in NYC. So how do you guys validate the expertise of people who sign up with the actually experts that everyone has to actually offer their consultation?
How do you pre-screen people?
What are your qualification tactics?
I guess, I'm sorry, I really have to, can you connect with them after because we're about to just take like a final feedback, that was more of a question. So they'll connect afterwards. Go ahead.
I have a suggestion. I think the most important thing for you right now is you have a big database with the talent, the expert, you can use that. So you better work with some executive search companies in the emerging market, because I have experienced many 20, 30 executive search companies. I think you probably, so far, you don't have the expertise to get the talent pool. You know what I mean? Like, you have to work with the expert work with the executive search company who has the expertise to get many experts you need. That's the first thing.
Anybody here? Okay, go ahead.
I think the site just overall, from a content standpoint, QA is just like a case level stuff. But I'd also try to focus on 3 different verticals that you have, because I'm assuming all 3 of them have different problems to solve.
I would say
once the structure is there, then we move to the tactics. Which platform we should be in, LinkedIn or social media, Instagram, and have a campaign, like corporate positioning campaign, and then we move to the products. But let people know that you are there in the market, you have this solution.
I'm going to give you my 2 cents to email. First, your email is too long, nobody can read the whole thing. I would say focus on 2 things. One, give me a case study that might interest me as a vertical, and give me an expert that's related to my vertical. And that will be a short email sent weekly. Do a drip campaign, so if you want to do an ebook, do a follow-up series of 411, 4 case studies, follow-ups, 1 soft sell, 1 hard sell. And do A/B testing. Definitely A/B testing helps. We're learning a lot from that. And the last part is you gotta use VBot. All right, so thank you guys so much. Thank you. All right, so the second part of this meetup, we're gonna discuss our topic for the day. So it's gonna be in about another 40 minutes and Q&As. Now, in the meantime, please interrupt us at any given time if you have any questions. And let's keep it short as well so we can have a full hour of discussion. This is our Twitter page, so please feel free to, any comments or anything you have, follow us. We have some great infographics being published, and a team of 8 people actually working hard on content. So if you need to get the latest, follow us. We blast that on a daily basis. And if you have any questions, just mention #VBOT. We'll be more than happy to chat to you afterwards with whatever expertise and answer we have to your question. Okay, so with that, this is the outline of our topics for today. We're going to start with a quick infographic, the second rule, psychology of color usability, and then the last part is analytics and tools that we use. Okay? So I'll give the floor to Jeremy. If you want to
So yeah, this is our talk about UX and UI and so on and so forth. Basically wanted to show you guys this infographic that I found. And it's a really nice little kind of overview using Serial. So yeah, first you have your product, and then you have the UX, and then you have the UI, and then the server, and the data center.
So technically UX and UI are just, people confuse both, UX being the design or UI being the flow of the interface. But I guess just kind of how we look at it is UX are how things are before you start the coloring process, the design process. It's just like if somebody clicks here, where are they going to be taken to? So more of the wireframing step. UI is when you start adding colors and things. So I mean, for the user, this is the UX. The user experience is just everything meshed together. The UI is how he sees things and how he navigates through these things, how the colors, how they attract them, and then obviously the server and the data center. So we just thought it was a cool infographic that Jeremy made. All right, so the 7-second rule.
Yeah, so you basically have these main 5 parts of the 7-second rule: credibility, value proposition, trust, adjustability, and urgency. And these are all equally important. They all flow in and each out of each other.
So technically you have 7 seconds when somebody lands your product or your website to kind of hit on these five main rules. Right? And we kind of going to break it down for you which each part refers to.
So first off, we have credibility. You should have a strong, convincing, and believable headline that promotes the main offer. The legendary ad guru, David Ogilvy, forget how to say his name properly, once said that on average 5 times many people read the headline as they read the body copy. It follows that if you sell the product from your headline, you wasted 80% of your money. If you don't sell. So marketers guess what factors to concentrate on and mess around testing things that have little or no impact on users or conversion goals. Instead, you can use the data available to you on the spot to get the most important projects to focus on.
So the first 2 seconds, right, is like, okay, what is your headline or the general layout of the website giving you enough credibility for the user to continue the browsing process, right?
Right. And also to help you decide, it's really important when you're doing something to constantly test. You constantly have to pat your foot and see if the ground is solid before you keep continuing down the path. You want to make sure that if something's not working, something needs to be changed. And continually test constantly, never stop testing. So a good example that we came upon for credibility is something like Airbnb, which had a lot of issues with credibility in the beginning, and even now. And this is what it looks like today. This was taken 2 hours ago. And this was an older from 2012. This is what it looked like. So you can see a really drastic change. And obviously behind each of these, in both of them, they have a moving video. So
that dropped down to countries, we noticed that. It used to be 192, now it's...
Yeah, that was when they rounded down maybe.
Yeah.
So next up is the value proposition. And you really want to make sure that the primary reason a prospect should buy from you is, they're going to come to you and they're going to ask, not what is in it for me, but why buy from you. And many marketers try to improve results by changing page elements like font sizes, colors, button shapes, images, incentives, and so on. And the first step should really be focusing on strengthening their value propositions. So first and foremost, you really need to have that solid and down pat. And if your homepage says, just something like welcome, or just lists, the company name or the product, you're missing out. And there's a difference between the value proposition and your company and of your product, and you must address both at the same time. So what makes a good, just go back one slide. So what makes a good value proposition? To get the best value proposition, you want to constantly test. And to do that, we'll get it, which we're going to get into a little bit later, is you A/B test. And we'll talk about that in a little bit. But you basically need to keep refining your value proposition until you articulate it in a single, instantly credible sentence. That's really important. Next slide. So in terms of value proposition, this is the example that we came up with, BigCommerce. They give you everything all at once. That's all you need.
So they actually, this was the variation that got them the most conversion. They tested with different value propositions and call to action buttons. And they tackle two things. Mainly is what is the punchline? They're targeting those who are fast growing brands. They don't want to worry about their servers. Failovers and all that stuff. They just want to use a platform that is going to scale with them. So that's their target market. And I think they articulated this very well through this headline. Do you guys like this? Do you think it's clear what they do, or who didn't get what BigCommerce is from looking at this? Who got what they do by looking at this? Nobody?
Looks like a restaurant site.
Well, it's they're an hosted e-commerce solution like Shopify.
Yeah, but
I think
the
their
tomato
video
is
was
red.
not the cars and traffic.
So the next thing that's important is trust. Good design is easy to trust. Before asking someone to complete an action, every effort to help them understand why a task is needed needs to be honest and clear, and explains why. That at each step you need to increasingly create more trust to have easier conversion in your funnel, in your sales funnel.
So you guys, when looking at this, do you feel like this is something you can trust moving the next step? Assuming you're looking for an e-commerce platform, And there's below the fold stuff, but this is just like the first 7 seconds. Do you feel like you've established first enough credibility?
Yep.
Because it looks like a legit website, not how about the messaging and the value proposition?
Do you feel comfortable starting a free trial by looking at this?
You brought up some points as to why, the fact that you don't have to worry about your servers and you save all this kind of grief. There's nothing mentioned to that effect here. I find if you come, and this is the first glance, unless this came back from a very targeted search, so I have some reason to believe it's related to what I'm looking for, I'd probably already be off the page before I read anything in detail.
Right. So you need to be at some level in the knowledge process and the funnel process to read this, right?
Right.
So,
Yeah. So yeah, let's say you're walking down the street and you see a guy trying to sell you an iPad, $50, brand new. Would you buy it? Obviously not. Dude's just on the street trying to sell you something just like this dude. So you know that the product is good. You know it's a good deal, but you probably won't still buy it because obviously you don't trust it.
I mean, I do meet a lot of companies who are really starting out and have amazing solutions, but it's just the presentation of it. It's just not there. And I mean, it's something that we're improving. And now that we have additional resources and UX, which is the topic, is just how we're gonna change our layout and our design and our messaging in order to attract those who are coming in, to establish your credibility, the value proposition, and all these values that we're discussing right now.
So reading this, you can't do much about the first 3 reasons, obviously. But you can build trust. That's the thing that you can work on. The first 3 things are not are not your problem. That's the problem of the person coming in. So adding trust elements onto your website is going to see an increase in your conversions.
Right, so when somebody lands your product or website, they fall into one of these 4. And that's what Zig Ziglar. Do you guys know who Zig Ziglar is?
No.
He's like a guru sales guy, turns millionaire, turns amazing speaker. So if there's no need for your product, they're not going to use it. If they have no money, they're not in a hurry. Well, if there's no money, they're not going to use it. But if there's no hurry, then maybe there's a nurturing process that needs to happen in order for them to get the data.
Yeah, I think here points 1 and 3. In a lot of marketing, that's what it's about. It's making people aware of the need and making them have a sense of urgency. And that is when you go back to the websites, some of the websites we're looking at here, I don't see what in those websites that's going to make me feel a need. If I already have somebody, why would I change? What have you told me that makes me think I should be looking for a change?
We're going to get into that. So what makes people trust a website? Obviously you have parity, and then you have the real thing. What you come to the conclusion real quick. So Stanford Pervasive Technologies, they specialize in trust in business, and they've come up with a list of 10 very specific things in order to garner trust. And this is the list.
So by the way, guys, we're going to make this available to you because it's a large presentation. So whatever you see now, we'll make it available for you to download and get after maybe by tomorrow. So this is pretty interesting study.
Yeah, digestibility. Good design is easy to digest. The brain shouldn't have to spend a lot of time and energy to figure out what it's looking at. So with any log, people will just get it without needing a 6-section explanation on the whole thing. This goes beyond clear, easy to read copy. Sometimes people need guidance to make decisions. So having a menu with 12 items may seem daunting. So you want to make sure that size and hierarchy and so on and so forth are all very much aligned, and everything is categorized correctly so that you don't start confusing your customers, potential customers.
Yes, I mean.
Yeah, I mean, and you know, once again, you want to make sure that everything that you have on your page is not going to complex the people looking at it. You want to make sure it's really simple, really crisp, really clean, so that they can get to the next stage. Make it easy to buy from you. Make as few clicks as possible. Make it something that's easy enough for your grandma to buy.
So do the grandma test, where you get like somebody who doesn't know much. This is a cool thing. I'm trying. So somebody who doesn't know much about what you're selling, that's not an advanced user, and just say, can you please navigate this and tell me what can you get out of it? So the grandma test is a good test. The choice paralyzed. Too many options, right? That's what you.
Yeah, choice paralyzes. So if you have too many things going on the same page, or let's say you have 6 options of things to buy, try to limit it down to 1 or 2. Just make it easier on your customers. Don't try to sell them like multiple things at once.
So the more options, the more problems. That's pretty much from the UX perspective.
Yeah.
Every UX designer will tell you the more options you have, the more problems I'm going to be working with. So this is a good example. Let me see if I can zoom in.
I don't know if anybody's heard of Oculus Rift. It's like a virtual reality head cam, and basically they come out with a single product. So in terms of single product, this is it. You know, this is the creme de la creme. It sells for $590, $900. I think it's like, $600 or something like that. And it's a single product, and you just pre-order it. That's it.
So I guess the step back here, in 7 seconds, we have 7 seconds to establish those different, the credibility, the trust. What do you guys feel about this particular product?
Well, I know it already, so it's tough to separate that.
Pretty evident.
It's clean, there's a certain call to action, like it kind of explains that it's VR. It's like engaging because one guy looks like he's having the time of his life. Like, it's kind of all there. Yeah, but again, like another product will use it.
Yeah, but they have only one product, so it was a luxury to have a homepage like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Well, I mean, it's not hard to make a homepage like that.
Yeah, but if you approach 2 different segments, you don't know who the actual visitor, so you should show it rather than product in segments, or in this case, you can end up with most of the product page. It's not easy to make it so.
You think it's easy to just pre-order here? If you guys are looking for a augmented reality device, would you pre-order? You feel like this is the easiest, most
I already
convenient?
bought it, like the previous generation.
You
I
did?
couldn't make it work.
You did buy it?
Yeah, I did buy it, and I couldn't make it work.
Really?
Yeah, it's like it's.
So they fooled you?
No, it's I was like, as well, I could have denied and just 1 hour tried, didn't work, and just forget about it.
So yeah, adding, getting back to what you were saying before in terms of urgency and adding incentives for taking action. A lot of times you'll see this in the airline industry, where they'll have, they'll tell you that, hurry up, this is the last day to buy this, or you have 40 minutes to buy it, or somebody else is going to get it because we reserved it for you. You better buy it.
Yeah, that actually makes me buy it all the time.
Yeah.
Very. Who here gets influenced by this stuff?
I was thinking more of cases like, for example, I used to do marketing for database systems, and in the early days, a lot of people who were buying databases for PCs didn't realize about data security, data integrity, data protection, and they were very happy buying other products on the market. And as soon as you expose them to what the dangers they were, that I immediately have to get something that's going to take care of this. So it's not always this kind of incentive. It's a lot of cases making people aware of dangers that they're not aware of in front of them with what they're doing now. And that can create that sense of urgency.
So just a couple of things I want to point out for these kind of things, particularly CTAs and colors. I'm going to talk about the colors for the next one. So, go ahead. Yeah, no, I was going to say that the urgency is very close to the call to action. And the call to action is actually an action, not just, press or something. It's just like select this departure, which is very relevant to the action that you're doing. I mean, this might be the best example, but the words that you choose on your CTAs definitely make a whole lot of difference in conversion. and placing your urgency or your description of what they're doing needs to be very close to the CPA. We'll talk about the colors in a second.
Yeah. And then, obviously there's two kinds of scarcity that you can create, time related and then quantity related. Quantity related you'll find a lot in the clothing industry. Time related you'll find a lot on things like tickets. StubHub does it, airlines do it, so on and so forth.
Groupon does both, like,
Yeah, they do
until
this.
midnight and you have 15 left or something.
Yeah, they do a whole bunch of stuff. And then next slide, Amazon is very popular in this, and they'll say, oh, there's only one left in stock. And and obviously they have like a warehouse full of.
So, okay. I guess I'll you jump in, or that's yours.
Did you not?
Co-workers kind of collaborate, give you comments on it. There's Envision app, which is another cool one. You can do some animations. By the way, all this stuff is available for, they do I think mobile apps and regular websites. And you have Balsamic, which is a cool wireframing tool. So if you're planning to kind of play around with some of those, they offer free trials. So I definitely recommend you trying them out, and you get the sense what actual UX designers do. I think the most popular one is Envision app. That's like the most widely used by top UX designers. Right, so I think any questions, guys? Anybody have any things they'd like to share? Anything I can answer?
Do you guys maybe test the expand all feature and see which one converted better?
Yeah, we're working on that. So we're doing a more rebranding on the front end side. So we're going to be testing the expand versus not, a shorter version of the pricing point versus not. So get into that. Come on, guys. Any questions? We have a few more minutes.
I guess what's the requirement on the website and the content management to be able to do effective A/B testing? Because you've got to be able to quickly generate like new landing pages and help that.
Right. So what is the?
Like, do I have to have a WordPress site, or can I?
No. You can have any website technically to do dynamic testing or A/B testing, whether to us or other tools. So for instance, what do you guys use? WordPress?
Part of it's in WordPress. The larger
Front end.
Yeah, the other is in
What?
Rails.
Rails, okay. So is the homepage punchline, is it static copy or is it dynamically from CMS? Static? Okay, so you can actually do multiple variations of this punchline, because you should definitely test that, considering a lot of people didn't understand that one. Do maybe 3 different variations and see which one triggers the CTA, which is a click to book an expert, right? Isn't that the call to action you have? By the way, I really love your landing page. I think the homepage is really good. And I think you have a lot of scroll, so you're scrolling too much down, and I think a lot of that stuff are not being seen. So you should look into maybe condensing that content. And I don't think you need A/B testing to condense the content. So you don't need to have a WordPress website.
You don't need to have a WordPress website.
You can have any website that's.
So what do you think of these other websites that only have one page? You click on a navigation tab, it leads you to the same page. You're mentioning about scrolling.
The one-page website?
Yeah, as opposed to.
That's a good question. It depends on the product you're trying to sell. So, and the audience that you're targeting. A lot of these websites have multiple ramifications. First is from a UX perspective, and then from an SEO perspective. If you're just doing a landing page for a particular reason to capture leads, it probably can do you good if you have photo presentations and things, but where are you going to put your call to action? If you don't have call to action that's very important to you, maybe these pages will work. But if you need the call to action to exist, and you need people to take the next step, I think one-pager is not the answer for me. That's just from my personal experience. And from the SEO ramification, there's so much content you can put on one page, and I think search engines would like to see that you're adding good stuff. to get people back to you. Because how many people are going to search? What are the terms you can cover in that page in order to be found? You know, so if you're looking at the hierarchy of the page, you're going to have the URL, you're going to have the title, the description, and then the content in that order. So you can have only one title for that page. So you might want to think about that. Did I answer your question?
Yeah.
And if I'm wrong, guys, correct me. Anybody here has feedback on that?
Well, a lot of things is they're putting the bottom of the page to like many links to different subjects or different pages on the site. Just the look on the page, but like one page, so you know, not to confuse the user.
Right. So, no questions? Alright, so I want to thank you guys for coming. I think we do this once a month. If anybody has any recommendations for topic, feel free. If you'd like to use our VBOT tool for free, please reach out to me right now. We can connect and I can get you a link so you can get set up. Thank you guys for coming.
А я иду такая вся в Дольче Габбана, я иду такая вся, на сердце рана, слезы душат, я в плену обмана, но иду такая вся в Дольче Габбана. Ла-ла-ла, уа-уа, ла-ла-ла, ла-ла-ла, уа-уа, ла-ла-ла, ла-ла-ла, уа-уа, ла-ла-ла, ла-ла-ла. Мне уже 18, в паспорт страшно смотреть. Он сказал, я красивее всех на планете. Почему ночью злой не смогла сказать нет? Дайте мне вина, а ну дайте ж пачку сигарет. Почему были вместе, ты мне объясни. У него Киевстар, у меня UMC. Что такое любовь? Кто откроет секрет? Дайте мне вина, а ну дайте ж пачку сигарет. А я иду такая вся в Дольче Габбана, я иду такая вся, на сердце рана, слезы душат, голос мой простужен. Я иду такая вся, он мне не нужен. Я иду такая вся в Дольче Габбана, я иду такая вся, на сердце рана, слезы душат, я в плену